कोर्ट को उनकी नानी याद दिला देंगे. This is the statement of one of the accused, Sharjil Imam. What he says? He says that it is my heartful wish that there is a chakka jam not just in Delhi but for every city where Muslims reside.
Who says so?
Sharjil Imam, a supposedly intellectual, my lord. This was not, my lord, a spontaneous riot but a well-designed, well-crafted, well-orchestrated, pre-planned, choreographed riots. He goes on to say that Muslims of the country must unite and separate the entire northwest from the country. Who is responsible for the delay? The accused is responsible for the delay. Take more than few minutes. My learned friend would be leading us.
No.
I just want, my lord, some of the highlights to be shown to your lordship. Lord, very surprisingly, there has been a narrative which is built in media, social media, YouTube channels. If we total up the number, my lord, it would be running into few weeks. But when they argued before your lordship, my lord, every counsel took 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes. And our effort will be to show why. We will have to show the facts. Because narrative was different and facts are different.
Yes.
Lord, your lordships have been told two key words. First,
Have you prepared any synopsis or anything?
no, I'll provide. Not prepared. No, we'll definitely not fight.
No. If it is so that we will make our notes in that itself. That is why.
But your lordships were being told that there was a protest and it resulted into communal riots. Correct, my lords? My lords have seen several communal riot cases, my lord, where because of some incident, some event which happens, and my lord, spontaneous reaction takes place, which results into a communal clash and my lord, results into a rioting situation. Lord, first of all, I would like, my lord, that myth to be bursted before your lordships. First, this was not, my lord, a spontaneous riot, but a well-designed, well-crafted, well-orchestrated, pre-planned, choreographed riots, and that, my lord, will emerge from the evidence collected. Some group clash and there was violence, some animal is killed and violence, one community attacks other and violence. This was not a spontaneous act of violence. It was an attack on the sovereignty of the nation, and I say this with a sense of responsibility because speech after speech, WhatsApp after WhatsApp, statement after statement, there is a clear and discernible attempt to divide the society on communal lines. It was not, my lord, a mere agitation against one particular act of the government. And, my lord, for example, my lord Sharjil Imam, I'll just give 2 or 3 illustrations. What he says? He says that it is my heartful wish that there is a chakka jam not just in Delhi, but for every city where Muslims reside. He doesn't say there needs to be a chakka jam.
Who says so?
Sharjil Imam, a supposedly intellectual, my lord, for whom, my lord, much narrative is built outside the court and no arguments were advanced inside the court. Then he says, my lord, are Muslims that incapacitated that they cannot close down UP? Despite Muslim being 30% of the population, why are the cities able to run? He was not talking of only Delhi. The riots were not Delhi-centric according to their plan. It could not, my lord, spread elsewhere is because of the security agencies. He goes on to say that Muslims of the country must unite and separate the entire northwest from the country, which, my lord, my learned senior friend, my lord, will read, my lord, those statements. I am just, my lord, trying to point out that it is not a spontaneous riot, which needs to be, my lord, taken very, very seriously. It's an attack on the sovereignty of the nation when you divide the countrymen in communal lines. Then he says, my lord, that the real goal is to ensure that Delhi does not get milk or water. This is not a protest as sought to be made out. But then he says he challenges the authority of the court. I am not saying this as an argument of prejudice. Court को उनकी नानी याद दिला देंगे. Lord, this is the statement of one of the accused. Lord, why I am saying this? Because a narrative is built that some intellectuals who merely protested, they exercise their fundamental right of protest. They are in jail since 5 years. And we will also show the delay is on whose behalf. Who is at the delay is attributable to whom? Who is responsible for the delay? The accused is responsible for the delay. We are ready, my lord, to complete the trial within 6 months. The moment, my lord, they cooperate. For the purpose of opposing charges being framed, each accused argued for 4 to 5 days. In some of the cases, the arguments went on for months for opposing framing of the charges. Lord, this has become a pattern, my lord, after your lordship's evolution of the bail law, that after 1 or 2 years, bail should be granted. Lord, now in all cases where on facts it is difficult to defend and pray for bail or persuade the court to release him on bail, the mechanism is delay the trial and say that there is a delay in trial. I will not go into the merits. Please do not go into the merits. Otherwise, you will be shocked to know, merely based upon the number of years of incarceration, give me the bail. Lord, this is the position. Lord, there was a systematic WhatsApp group which we have, Lord, recovered from them.
All.
Lord, one of the photographs which was shown by Lord, one of my learned friends was not photograph taken by us. Lord. It was photograph recovered from one of the mobile phone which we recovered. Photograph where they are, Lord, sitting together for the purpose of creating a conspiracy, and the WhatsApp chats, Lord, show how the property is to be damaged, how the money is to be collected. Therefore, my lord, I use the expression that it was systematic and synchronized attempt to divide the society on communal lines and divide the nation. It was not, and it is not, Lord, a case of a communal riot per se. Lord, since they have not said anything on merits, Lord, we will have to show everything. What is the seriousness of the offense?
Yes.
And we will, in that process, my learned senior friend would, my lord, demolish that narrative which is being, my lord, which is going on outside the court, that something very, very serious is going on with some young people.
The Supreme Court on Tuesday, November 18, 2025, heard the bail pleas of Umar Khalid, Shahjil Imam and others accused in the 2020 Northeast Delhi riots. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta and Additional Solicitor General S.V. Raju, appearing for the Delhi police, argued that the riots were not spontaneous but pre-planned. They contended that the accused intentionally stalled the framing of charges to delay the trial, and therefore their 5 years in jail as under trials should not be a ground for bail. Mehta told the bench of Justice Aravind Kumar and N.V. Anjaria that the riots were driven by repeated attempts to divide communities under the guise of anti-CAA protest. He said the myth of spontaneous riots must be dispelled, claiming that speech after speech was aimed at creating communal division. He also alleged that Shahjil Imam had called for a nationwide chakka jam in cities with large Muslim populations. Mehta further argued that a misleading narrative on social media portrays the accused as victims, whereas according to him, they themselves caused delays in the trial. ASAG S.V. Raju has also begun presenting arguments, which we'll discuss in the next video. Thank you.